Riker,
Hello.
playoffs coming soon,
Yeah.
and there's some big topics coming up. Who do we want to play in this year's playoffs?
Yeah.
Who would be an ideal matchup?
I mean, I'll be frank. I'm not worried about any team. And this is a hot take. Feel free to argue this in the comments section, but I'm not worried about any team that the Raptors could face in the first round besides Milwaukee, if we're unlucky enough to get the Milwaukee first round matchup, because we don't size up well at all against Milwaukee. Whereas this is another hot take. We do against Cleveland, we do against Boston, but the issue with Milwaukee is they're so big and athletic that we need our bigs.
So you're okay. Hold up. So you're talking about the whole playoffs?
I'm talking about the whole playoffs.
In the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, but
okay, so you're not even talking about first round. You're most scared of the Milwaukee Bucks.
No, okay, yes and no. It's really centered around first round because if we play them in the second round after winning a series, I think we would be more comfortable, right?
Okay,
whereas I feel like with the record
Milwaukee
that they have, they'll underrate. Yeah, exactly. That they'll not really consider how difficult Milwaukee would be to face in a series.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you?
I see what you're saying.
Like, how do you feel about it? Do you think because my honest opinion is that we could very easily be beaten by Milwaukee more so than any other team.
Okay.
Do you think that is
okay?
Would that happen?
I see where you're coming from, especially where Milwaukee's the 8th seed right now, and I guess that could change every second of every day. But right now they're the 8th seed as of recording, and they could, I guess, in theory, sneak up on the Raptors, which could catch us off guard, whereas we'd be more prepared for Boston and Cleveland.
Yes, but matchups,
like, obviously,
matchups.
Matchups.
Because I literally don't think the Raptors stack up against the Milwaukee.
That's a hot take right
It's a hot take, but because Giannis has proven that he's very hard to handle, right, because of his height.
Mm-hmm.
So you need a player that's bigger that can match with his wingspan, right?
Do you want how I counter that?
No, go for it.
Our God, OG Anunoby.
Yeah, but in the game that we lost,
Pascal Siakam.
In the game that we lost against Milwaukee, that one game in our last 16 that we lost.
Yep.
We put Pascal Siakam on Giannis late game. The only reason that we lost is because he couldn't be contained. He was hitting fadeaways. He was being aggressive and taking drives to the rim. I mean, he literally was an unstoppable man. And the issue is with Milwaukee is that their players are so big. Chris Middleton is really big. Thon Maker is really big. Obviously, they're
like long.
Yeah. So I mean, if we go out there with a small lineup that normally works, the Lowry, the Fred, DeMar, Siakam, and maybe Pirtle, I guess. Is that our best? Yeah, that's like what we consider to be the best lineup. Then they just have so much height over us and length.
Okay, so height, Milwaukee's got the height. But if you throw Lowry, Fred, OG, Serge, Jonas out there, you're throwing height against thickness, dude. Thickness always wins.
I don't know if that's a thing or not.
Dude, that is for sure a thing.
Your argument's pinned around thickness.
No, but in all seriousness, I see where you're coming from with the Milwaukee Bucks, and in theory, they're a very scary team, and I agree with you, but the Milwaukee Bucks revolve around Giannis, and Giannis is going to get his. But the rest of the roster, they're going to be really easy to game plan for if they don't adjust in the playoffs. They don't really have much going for them on the offensive end other than Giannis right now.
I mean, I would they don't
run any sets.
I can't agree with that statement.
Middleton's been good.
Chris Middleton is very underrated in the league. He's very underrated in the league.
I agree. He's a very underrated player.
Above
but the Milwaukee Bucks don't utilize any of their players. They don't utilize these guys. They're losing tight games, losing to good teams left and right. Like, they beat us because Giannis went crazy, but I think if the Raptors game planned for him and had the playoff setting, let's game plan for Giannis and watch the scouting report and all that, I think we could contain Giannis better than we did that one game. And we've had a good record against the Bucks this season. So I think we'd be fine against the Bucks. So that's your least favorite.
That's my least favorite.
First round matchup.
That's my least favorite matchup. So we're talking Bucks, Raptors, first round. I think that's worst case scenario. You don't necessarily think so.
What about the Sixers?
Let us know what you think.
The Sixers scare you?
No, Sixers don't. They don't because they're so young. None of them have playoff experience.
I guess that's fair.
Right? So obviously they're good. Right? I wouldn't even put it past them to take a game or two. especially if
Joel Embiid though.
especially if
Joel
Embiid.
Embiid.
And yeah, but I think that's the best they would get. Maybe one game at home. I don't even think. No, they wouldn't take one in the Raptors home, and that's speculative. But I think that age really is an issue, and you need playoff experience, and they don't have any vets. I mean, JJ Redick, but like he's not going to rally the team.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. I think we'll be fine the first round. I'm not worried about any team in the first round. I think all Indiana, Washington, Philly, Miami, and Milwaukee all have their flaws, and Detroit, if they get in, it'd be a blessing if we got Detroit in the first round. That's true. I don't think they're going to creep back in the playoffs. But, yeah, I'm not worried at all in the first round. I think maybe those teams could get a game off us, and then the American media talks about how we choke in the playoffs left and right. But whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, you guarantee that'll happen. That'll happen even in games we win. They'll say we should have won by more.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. So we're looking then at the Cleveland.
Yeah. So I see where you're coming from with the Milwaukee in theory, but if you watch Bucks games, they don't run anything. They're like Dwayne Casey first year with the Raptors. They just their offense is just pure Giannis. They don't run any sets. It's very, very not good basketball to watch. But they do have a very talented, so I guess they are pretty scary.
That's
team.
a hot take in itself too, and it's hard to
be
a fan that's excited about the game and then also pick out what plays that they're running. I can sort of see what you're saying, and I think that a Milwaukee fan would probably argue the point that their play making isn't necessarily the best. But I mean, if you have an Eric Bledsoe in the system,
they do have talent. They
have talent, but I agree that their coaching staff is failing the Milwaukee Bucks team because they have the two pieces that they need to be good, which would be height and talent, right?
Yeah.
And you have Kid.
Kid's gone. Kid's gone, dude.
Oh, who'd they replace him with?
They fired him for an interim head coach. He's doing the same stuff.
Okay, so no change. But yeah, I mean, essentially that's what's happening. They're losing games that they should win. They're losing against good teams and bad teams. Yeah. But they do seem to compete.
I think there's a lot of flaws in Milwaukee that I think we could break, and they're a very talented team. But we're the first seed. We've been absolutely amazing this year. I think we'll be fine first round.
I don't know.
But who would you rather play second round, Cleveland or Boston?
You know what? I honestly, we should hold that conversation until another pod because we're encroaching on a pretty big topic there. Just to be really quick. To whet the appetite of the listeners, I would rather play against, drumroll please, I'd rather play against Cleveland.
Whoa.
Yep. And that's, you know what?
Whoa.
That'll have to be another video, but I would rather play against Cleveland. So
you're not afraid of LeBron this season?
No, I mean, I'm always afraid of LeBron. He's obviously going to get 30 points, and he might get 50 one game because that's apparently what he needs to do to win, a 50-point triple-double, or else his team can do nothing. But
yeah,
I don't know. I think the rest of the team, the matchups are just play so well into Toronto's hands.
I guess that's fair. So are you worried about Boston then?
No, I'm not worried about Boston.
Do you think they're the biggest threat in the East?
I'm not worried about Boston.
Do you think Boston's the biggest
threat?
No,
I legitimately think that Milwaukee Bucks are the biggest threat. I think that we would. I think
everyone, you heard it here first. A very hot take from Ryker. The 8th seed in the Eastern Conference is the biggest threat to the Toronto Raptors.
Yep.
That's. I say Cleveland is still Cleveland. I think they're being very overhyped, and people that are saying it's a foregone conclusion that Cleveland's winning the East, it's dumb. I think that's stupid, but I still think they're the biggest threat. Boston is a good team, but I think this season we have their number. I think we could really, we're an all-around better roster. So I'd pick Cleveland as the team I'd like to leave for the Eastern Conference Finals. But I think we have a very realistic chance of getting out the East this season.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yep.
All right.
Well, anyways,
with that's
it from us. Let us know a lot of hot takes in this podcast. Let us know what you guys think. Who do you guys want to play? And anyways, thanks for listening. Like if you like, subscribe, follow us on Twitter, follow us on everything.
All right.
Appreciate it.